non-profit organization covering +2 CBSE syllabus, and this video will be useful for first year graduates, commerce graduates, also for CA Inter. The non-profit organization, they will prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet, and not profit and loss account and balance sheet, because profit is not the main motive. In the case of, say, library, sports club and fine arts club, etc., they will be collecting subscription from members. The subscription may be normal subscription, yearly subscription, or life membership. We are going to consider only this subscription and not life membership, because life membership will be going to balance sheet and that is a liability. So one of the major income for non-profit organization is subscription. They will be maintaining receipts and payments account. In the receipts and payments account, they will show the subscription received during the year. The subscription received during this year may include the outstanding subscription of earlier years, outstanding subscription of the previous years, and also the subscription received in advance during the year but pertains to the next year. For example, if it is say 2020, the subscription due, we might have received during this year, and sometimes for the next year 2021 also could have been received during this year, and this will not be reflected in receipts and payments. The outstanding subscription of this year and the subscription received in the previous year for this year, that is subscription received in 2019 for this 2020, that will not be there. The income and expenditure account is nothing but profit and loss account, so we have to show the subscription due for this year. So the format for this is this. You consider the subscription received actually during the year, and what would be the subscription outstanding at the end of this year, and add a subscription received in advance in the previous year, and less outstanding subscription of the last year and subscription received in advance during the current year. Subscription received in advance during the current year, because this pertains to the next year, so we have to reduce it. If you do this adjustment, then you will be coming across, you will reach the subscription due for this year to be shown in income and expenditure account. I am going to explain some problems to make you understand how much amount to be shown in income and expenditure account. Now we will see the first problem. Outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2019 and 31st March 2020 is given as 15,000 and 25,000. Likewise, subscription received in advance as on 31st March 2019 is 20,000, and as on 31st March 2020 is 35,000, and subscription received during the year ending 31st March 2020 is given as equal to 2 lakhs. With the help of that, you have to compute the subscription to be shown in income and expenditure account, and also how it will be reflected in balance sheet is the problem. Now we will see how to do that. Income and expenditure account. So on the credit side, by subscription received 2 lakhs. Add outstanding for the year. For this year, what is the outstanding as on this date? 25,000. What is the subscription received in advance during the year, say 31st March 2019 ending? Pertaining to this year is subscription received in advance in 31st March 2019. This is for the year 2020. So this should be included. So subscription received in advance in the previous year. You add it, 2,45,000. Now less subscription received in advance in this year. In advance in the current year. Our subscription received in advance during this current year, this 35,000. This is for the year 2021, but we have received in 2020. And then the outstanding subscription during the last year, since nothing is mentioned, normally would have been received in this year and included in this. Again I say that the outstanding amount of subscription as on 31st March 2019 is normally expected to be collected in 2020 and included here. If it is not, they will be mentioning in the problem. This is a simple problem in that aspect. It is not containing anything subscription outstanding of the previous year. So we can assume that the entire 15,000 is included in this 2 lakhs. So that is not for this year. This is pertaining to the last year. So both the amount you subtract. 35 plus 15, 50,000. If you are subtracting 50,000, you will be getting 1,95,000. So 1,95,000 is the amount to be shown in income and expenditure account. So I repeat again, subscription received during the year is taken from the receipts and payments account. Here it is given 2 lakhs, so I have taken 2 lakhs. Take into account the subscription outstanding for this year, 25,000, and subscription received in advance. These 2 things you take it here. The remaining 2 things is not for this year but the earlier year and for the next year. So reduce it. You will be getting the net amount, that is the amount due, subscription amount due during this year. Now how the item will be appearing in balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. Balance sheet of the name of that organization as on 31st March 2020. As we should write liabilities and assets. The outstanding subscription of this year. Outstanding subscription of this year, that is accrued subscription but not received, is an asset. So we are putting it here. If that is an asset, then subscription received in advance during this year but pertains to the next year will be a liability. So put that 35,000 here. Subscription received in advance. Don't try to balance. You just write it 25,000 as outstanding subscription for this year. Outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2020 and leave it. And subscription in advance 35,000. That comes to an end of the first problem. Now I will go to the next problem. Now the second problem, receipts and payments account shows this particular. On the receipt sides, they have shown 2 subscription. They have given the breakup figure 2019 20,000, for 2020 80,000, for 2021 5,000. So total amount subscription they have received is 1,05,000 during this year, and they have given the breakup compared to the next year, previous problem. In addition to that, additional information is provided. Outstanding subscription as on 2019 and 2020 is given as 25,000 and 40,000, and the subscription received in advance in 2019 is 25,000. We have to compute the subscription to be shown in income and expenditure account, how it will appear also in the final accounts. It's a good problem. In the previous problem, the outstanding of the last year we have taken as received during this year, the entire amount of subscription outstanding during the last year is taken as received during this year. But here some particulars are given which you must take into account. The subscription outstanding in 2019 is 25,000, whereas you have received only 20,000 during this year. That means 5,000 rupees, the outstanding subscription of 2019 is still outstanding. That means that this 40,000 is inclusive of that 5,000. So 40,000 is not the actual subscription outstanding for this year. This is for the balance sheet, the total amount of subscription outstanding, which includes 5,000 of this year. So remember that 25,000 is due, but received only 20,000. So still outstanding 5,000. It's a very important one that you should consider this. If you omit this, then the entire problem will go wrong. This 5,000 definitely will be here, because this is said that outstanding subscription as on 2020 are not outstanding subscription for the year 2020. Therefore, the outstanding subscription for this year is only 35,000. The total outstanding is of course 40,000. This part must be very, very clear. Here you are trapped to make mistake. So take care of that. Now I will go for the problem. Subscription received. We have received subscription for this year is 80,000. You need not go for this 1,05,000, because it's very clear that this is for this year. So take that 2020. And then outstanding subscription for this year 40,000. Outstanding subscription for this year is 35,000. So generally we make this mistake here. 40,000, don't consider 40,000. It is only 35,000 during this year outstanding subscription for current year, for this year. $80,000 plus 35,000. And then subscription received in advance in 2019. That means that this is for this year. Subscription received in advance. So that also should be added. Received in previous year. So the total is 1,40,000. So 1,40,000 is the amount of subscription due for this year. The possible mistake most of the students commit is here. They don't consider this 25,000 and 20,000. They don't consider. As a result, they don't find this 5,000 still outstanding of the earlier years, and also they don't consider that this 5,000 is included here in 40,000. So they make a mistake here, 40,000. So the problem goes wrong. So very nice problem. So what are the things you have to look into that? If they have given the particulars as like this, 25,000 and some other figure, then you must remember that this 5,000 rupees or difference is yet to be collected, and that yet to be collected is included here. Therefore, the outstanding for this year is, you have to reduce that. Now I go for how to present it in, how the item will appear in balance sheet. Now the balance sheet of the organization as on 31st March 2020. The liabilities and assets. The subscription outstanding as on 31st March 2020. Outstanding subscription for 2019 5,000 and 2020 35,000. So the total 40,000 that is shown here. On the liability side, the subscription received in advance from the receipts and payments account. You can see that 5,000 is mentioned. That's all. So outstanding subscription is 40,000. You give the breakup 2019 as 5,000 and 2020 as the remaining figure 35,000. And subscription received advance, you take it from the receipts and payments account 5,000. So that completes the second problem, a little bit complicated than first problem. Now we'll go to the third problem. The particulars given are on the board. Subscription received during 2020 and 2021 85,000. Outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2020 12,000 and 31st March 2021 is 25,000. Here is given in the bracket, it includes 5,000 for 2019-20. So that is still outstanding. So just like the previous problem. Therefore the actual outstanding for this year is 25,000 and 5,000 you remove it. So only 20,000 is the amount due for this year. Total outstanding is 25,000, but amount due for this year is still outstanding is 20,000. You take into account that part. Now as usual the problem, by subscription add outstanding of this year 20,000, add subscription received during the last year, during the previous year, subscription received. So here this becomes 1,09,000. And outstanding subscription is 12,000 and that still outstanding is 5,000. That means 7,000 rupees we have received during this year. So outstanding subscription received during the year, last year outstanding during this year is only 7,000. 12,000 they have shown as outstanding as on last year. Of that 5,000 still outstanding, that means 7,000 pertaining to last year is received and included here. So that should be removed. And then subscription received during this year, advance subscription received in advance. Subscription received in advance during this year. Subscription received in advance during this year is 2,000. That also should be subtracted. So the result is 1 lakh. 1 lakh is the amount of subscription to be shown in P&L account. Here also, if you don't consider this part, you will be making mistake. in this one as well as in this one, and you will lose mark. So take into account the 25,000 outstanding subscription includes 5,000 of the last year. Therefore, actual outstanding for this year, actual amount due for this year is 20,000. Of the 12,000, if 5,000 is still remaining outstanding, 7,000 rupees should have been received and included here. So remove that. Other things are simple. So this 4,000 we have received in advance of in the last year pertaining to this year, we add it. The 2,000 rupees subscription received in advance for the next year but received now, so you subtract it. The result is 1 lakh is the amount to be shown in income and expenditure account. Now I will go for the balance sheet. Balance sheet of the name of the organization as on 31st March 2020. On the asset side, outstanding subscription, the 25,000, give the breakup. 2019, 5,000 rupees, and for 2020, 20,000. Total 25,000. Now liability, subscription received in advance during this year, 2,000 rupees. So second and third problem are good problems. Normally the students are making mistakes in computing the subscription. As a result of that, income and expenditure account will go wrong and balance sheet also will be wrong. So take care of that part. Now I will go for the fourth problem. Now the fourth problem. A club has 200 members, each paying annual subscription of 1,000 rupees. Actual subscription received for the year say 2020 and 2021, 2,05,000. Additional information, outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2020 is 30,000. Subscription received in advance on 31st March 2021, 40,000, and 31st March 2020 you have outstanding, subscription received in advance on 31st March 2020 is 14,000. Question is find outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2021. Subscription due for this year we can easily calculate, because there are 200 members and each have to pay 1,000. Therefore, the total amount due 200 into 1,000, so 2 lakhs. Of that, how much amount we have received, you have to find out. We have received 2 lakhs 5,000. That doesn't mean that that is the subscription due for this year and received. So now we will work out that part. Received is actual amount received 2 lakhs 5,000. Of that, outstanding subscription on 31st March 2020, in the absence of further information, we can take it for granted that this 30,000 is received during this year and included here. Outstanding subscription of 2020. So 2,05,000 is the total amount received. 30,000 is the outstanding subscription as on 31st March 2020. Therefore, we come to conclusion that this 30,000 is included in 2,05,000, which is not for this year. Therefore, I remove it. I reduce that. Subscription received in advance on 31st March 2021. Received in advance for the year 2021. That 40,000 also should not come here. And the subscription 2,05,000 we have shown received. This would have been included 30,000, so I have removed. And definitely this is included, this 40,000, 31st March 2021, whatever the amount we have received, that's also included here. Now remaining thing, subscription received in advance on 31st March 2020, that is including the last year receipts and payments, so that will not be affected here. So only these two figures, if you reduce this, sorry, 70,000 goes off, so 1,35,000. So 1,35,000 only we have collected during this year. 1,35,000 only we have collected, the amount due and received for this year. Then what is the amount outstanding? This is 1,35,000. So the balance is 65,000 is the amount due, otherwise outstanding, at the end of this year. So look into that problem. This 2,05,000 received. Here we have to adjust certain things. Subscription outstanding, receipt is this. So in the receipt we are finding out what is the amount of subscription received pertaining to this year. So this 30,000 outstanding subscription as on that 31st March 2020, we would have received, but not for this year, therefore I am removing it. And 40,000 rupees we are received in advance, so that also I am removing it, I am reducing it. Subscription received in advance on 31st March 2020, 14,000 we would have included in income and expenditure account, not in the receipts and payments account. So this is the receipts and payments account. So this amount I am only removing it, not that 14,000. So now 2,05,000 minus 30 and minus 40. So 1,35,000 is the amount due and collected for this year. Whereas the amount due for this year is 200 members, each paying 1,000 rupees, therefore 2 lakhs. Of that 1,35,000 only we have received. Therefore remaining 65,000 is the amount of outstanding at the end of the year. So that completes the first video, which deals with how to compute subscription for the income and expenditure account. I hope the explanation is very clear and you can do any problem of this model. So practice more to be thorough. All the best.